The 13th step of AA would then be, I realized I've never been addicted. I was just a diehard seeker for source. That's the 13th step after the 12th step. You know, because it all starts with, hello, I'm fucking addicted and it will never change. And I'm an alcoholic for now and for the rest of my life. And into my next 10 million lifetimes, I'm still an addict. Thank you. I'm so miserable. I'm such a loser. Happy to be here. Let me share. This works for a while, but this doesn't work after a certain point, okay? The 13th step, the final step, which should be the first step, is I'm not an addict. I'm seeking for something that's more true than any of you can give me. I'm seeking for something that's more true than anything that I could ever experience with my tongue, with my skin, with my eyes, with my ears, with my sense of smell, with my emotions. I'm seeking for the real source of life. I'm seeking for that real clarity, that real empowerment. I'm not an addict. I'm a seeker. That should be the first and 13th step, perhaps the only. So how can one effectively change addiction into seeking? Reframe it, reframe it, reframe it until you see yourself as a beautiful seeker of truth. Call it God, call it source, call it intelligence, call it beyond the matrix, whatever you will. Call it the I am, call it your true self, capital S. It doesn't really matter how you symbolize this. But you're all here because you're seeking something other than what you have right now. You're seeking deeper access, deeper liberation, clarity, revelation. And it's going to happen, my friends. You're going to find that right here, right now. That's what you're seeking. Reframe that. Then everything else will follow. You will see the addictions will start to rapidly fall away. Because you've now re-owned yourself, you've re-loved yourself. Instead of saying, I'm an addict, I can't stay away from the bottle, you're saying, I'm a beautiful, fucking amazing seeker. Of course I'm a little imbalanced. Of course I have these distortions. Of course I mess myself up many times throughout my life because I'm desperately seeking for the truth. And that is a beautiful thing. So you change self-hatred to self-love and to confidence. And this empowerment alone of having reframed this is going to change your life. And it's going to make these addictive behaviors and impulses fall away by the bunches, because the moment these impulses arise, they now have to contend with your new background conviction that you are not an addict, you are a seeker of truth. And so when the impulse arises, like, oh, I want this again, I want to grab for the bottle, I want to grab for the sex, I want to grab for the connection, I want to grab for the validation, you start to recognize, because you've anchored in this background of conviction of what you really are, this beautiful, expanded view, the true view of what you are, which is a seeker of God, a child of God, a seeker of God, and a becomer of God. You will become more of God throughout this trajectory. That's my guarantee. If you listen earnestly, you will understand in a balanced fashion. You will not become a distasteful, delusional, crazy wacko. Of course, you could still choose to be that way. That's not my responsibility, though. My part is to help you get super clear on what you are and help you gravitate closer to that God state so that you become the creator more and more in what you are. So once you've reframed that, there is self-love. And when there's self-love, what happens to your addictive behaviors? They now have to contend with this wall, this waterfall of self-love and clarity as to what you really are, this reframed perspective. I'm a seeker of the Creator. That's a beautiful thing. Nothing is wrong with me. I just have misplaced this seeking. But now that I've remembered, how can I continue to be addicted in the ways I was before? Now you can line up that addiction to seeking purely, truly, and effectively.